This is where Ethiopian refugee YAMANE FISAYE says he heard the news. Rebels in his home region of Tigray had retaken control of the capital Mekelle. He fled from Mekelle when the conflict started in November between the Ethiopian federal government and the regional Tigray People's Liberation Front, or TPLF. He says he had to leave his family behind.
I'm glad that most of Tigray has been liberated and that most of the places are under the control of Tigray people. Maybe now I can return to my family that I left behind and try to find them. I can try to search for my children. I can also go look for those that died and bury them.
The news of the TPLF's return to Mekelle and other cities in Tigray this week was welcomed by many refugees here who've been following the news on television and social media.
The Amhara and Eritrean soldiers are now gone, as well as the federal troops. So there will be no more atrocities in Tigray. I can go home to my village now. I've not heard from my family since the conflict started because I was working in a farm and they were at home.
The 8 months of fighting has displaced nearly 2 million people. Rights groups have reported abuses by both sides of the conflict. People in Tigray have reported killings by Eritrean troops who fought alongside the Ethiopian federal government and militias from the neighboring Amhara region. The United Nations has said sexual violence and starvation have been used as weapons of war. 70,000 people have fled to neighboring Sudan since the start of the conflict. The United Nations has described the situation in Tigray as fluid and unpredictable. Hundreds of thousands are in desperate need of relief supplies, and fighting is still ongoing in parts of the region. But for many here, the fact that the TPLF has regained control of most of Tigray is enough for them to hope that they may be able to return home in the near future. Some say they want to go and search for those they left behind. Others say they want to return to their farms and see what remains of their homes and belongings. And still others want to return to start where they left off.
I was in high school and planning to go to university. Now that things have changed in Tigray, there is peace. I may be able to go back and finish studies and get a job and build Tigray to be an independent country.
Ethiopian federal troops still control most of the roads in and out of Tigray. But refugees here say all they're waiting for is word from across the border to return to the homes and lives they've left behind. Hiba, Al Jazeera, Camp, Gadarif, Sudan.